Another day in the life of setting up a trailer for racing. Kris started, I just got here. Kris started, I will show you, running cameras. Well, going to be running cameras. He's pulled off all the trim inside the cabinets. You can kind of see here, top there, all the way along, and then figuring out where cameras are gonna go, which there's, again, 5 outside. We're gonna do 1 inside. So Kris, what are you doing now? Is it because we removed the trim or no?
No.
So we just realized that there's a piece of trim that we have not touched that is bent when the door closes. Messed it up a little bit. I think we kind of bent it back, but it's essentially, it covers this up, so it's L. So I'm gonna show you the other side. See this one, nice and pretty, comes in. It's this piece right here that I'm touching. Goes all the way down. Right now the door is closing, and on the other side it's catching that and bending it. So Kris is actually trying to rebend it back. This doesn't seem like it would be something as part of running wires for cameras.
No.
It's usually how things go. Look at those. Look at those tire racks though. That is like heavy duty. What kind of aluminum is that?
6061.
6061, 1/4 inch. Super strong, no flex, because our beams, or studs if you want to call them, you can see one right there, they actually wouldn't line up for us to be able to do both of the tire racks here. So we did that so that we could do the tire racks both on one side, which is great. We do need to go get some more screws to put a little bit more in. When we do things, we're a little overkill. We were missing screws. We love using stainless. Stainless is usually some of the strongest, especially for screws. Again, we come from the marine industry where 3/16 stainless. So we went to Lowe's. Not really their fault, unfortunately, just all of these places, they don't sell real stainless. They sell like 304 stainless, which is nothing compared to 3/16. Anyways, just screwing in, obviously we pre-drilled, and screwing in some of these, it stripped them out. Like just completely stripped them. And we pre-drilled. And yes, we do know how to do screws. Anyway, we're gonna go get some marine ones, put them in, and go from there. So, there's Kris pounding my brand new trailer. I feel like we bought a brand new trailer so we didn't have to do this stuff.
Yeah, that was the whole point of paying $50,000.
What are we doing, Kris?
Oh! Breaking shit. That's what
I don't know what that was. I'm gonna get that for you. We'll be right back. All right, so now what are we doing, Kris?
putting in some screws.
We just got done running camera wires.
Oh, that's right.
We got 3 in the back. We also ran...
Nothing from over here.
Yeah, nothing over here, but over at the AC,
They have a manual controller for the AC.
these guys put in the cheapest AC that they could, so we just bought the upgrade unit, which will turn it into an actual thermostat that's touchscreen. So we just ran the wire for that, and I just ordered that. So that'll be coming. It's a little messy here. This is all of Kris. I actually have not done any of this mess.
That's usually what happens when I get to
Installed.
That's not true. You installed the stereo.
So, yeah, and I vacuumed and cleaned it up.
Oh.
Solid stereo, but there's no power yet. It's just the hole's cut and it's there. I don't know where we're putting the speakers exactly, but we need to bring a jigsaw. This is our step stool, a very expensive step stool. Kris is all of what, 5'3"?
Hey now.
5'8"?
5'9".
And a quarter.
No.
All right.
Okay, so we just finished wiring the back couple cameras, an inside camera, the access point. You had seen us at least running some cables, ran them through the backside of the cabinet. We don't have them completely attached exactly the way we want to because we still have a couple more wires to run, but just showing you guys that we put the Ubiquiti router.
Switch.
That's a switch, and then it is a PoE.
PoE switch. Yep.
Yeah, it's a PoE switch, so all the cameras have power through this switch.
And currently the way it's connected, like that. So it goes through Wi-Fi and it's actually connected to the bus's internet.
Yeah, it's considered mesh system. So the Wi-Fi, the access point here on that Jason's going to show you now, that access point is acting as Wi-Fi extender. So it's going to pick up the Wi-Fi, bring it in, attach it to the switch. Everything on the switch can be then rebroadcast back to the RV.
The NVR is actually on the RV, which is cool. Just one of the benefits, like if someone actually were to steal something or break in, or even if they came in and tried to take stuff, or did take stuff on the trailer, there's nothing stored on the trailer as far as
nothing
footage.
at all.
It's actually all stored on the RV, which they'd have no idea whose it is. So
Yeah.
Even if they came in and unplugged everything and disconnected, by that time it would already be stored on the NVR.
What are we? What do you think? 50, 75 feet away?
We're 6 parking spaces away and they're 12 feet apart. So whatever, 60,
Yeah,
65 feet.
Yeah, 75. Not only are they 75 feet, but this is broadcasting from inside the trailer, which is metal sheath on wood on whatever the plastic stuff is. And then of course the RV, the access point there is in the middle, which you guys saw just above the driver's seat, which is also a bunch of metal and sheeting and stuff like that. And we still have signal.
Yeah, good signal. All of this obviously translates onto the phone or on computer. So this is kind of showing camera. So this is, as you can see, it's meshed. Cameras on the coach, which is these ones here. And you come down with, someone would say trailer. So there's trailer inside. That's us right now. And then trailer driver rear, passenger rear. So we do have 2 more cameras to add to this, along with, we're gonna run a Ethernet to the front of the coach. That way that can be connected to the motor coach directly, so that for some reason this signal is not that great, it would be hardwired, and it's just a plug and play. So whenever that's connected, it's gonna use the hardwire. Whenever it's not, then it uses the Wi-Fi. And what else do we have to run up there? We have another speaker, so we ran 1 speaker. You can't really see what's in this cabinet here. So there will be a speaker there. And then we plan on doing another speaker right here, and then obviously the stereo's there. So that wiring's already all run, the power's run, so it's just a matter of hooking stuff up. But it's getting late tonight, so we're probably gonna call it.
Call it quits. What time is it? 11. Yeah. That's not too bad.
11 o'clock, not too bad.
Well, we found the all elusive trailer insulation. It turns out they put it in the door panels here. Maybe just to make them lighter, I don't know. But the rest of the cabinetry was made with solid wood and then lined with this aluminum liner. But that is definitely styrofoam. Right now we're getting ready to cut this fan for the heat. So that way we can get rid of all the heat out of our nifty little vent holes there. But we finally found insulation that we paid for on this trailer. Hey folks, we're back. Just an update. Trailer's going, what, on Tuesday? So we're just trying to get as much done that we have to get done before they take it to make all the fixes that they're going to take care of. So one of the things you guys saw us last doing was fan for the electronics, cubby / cabinet bay. It's a 200 millimeter fan that we attached. We've got just a generic black grill right on the front. It has a fan controller, not fully mounted, but going to be fully mounted right there on the wall here. And that fan controller can set the speed. There's no point in setting the speed. We just needed something that was 120 to 12 volt so that we weren't pulling from the batteries. It'll only be on whenever there's power to the system. So if it's ever inverting, if it's ever on shore power or generator, anytime that this inverter is going to be creating heat, that fan will be running, and it works awesome. We're very happy with it. We have lots of flow coming out of our vent holes that we put in up there. It's more than enough to keep this thing cool. It exchanges air great. In fact, we might even have to put one in the bathroom. What do you think?
I think it'd probably be nice.
The bathroom does not cool down fast enough, even with the door open, so it might be something we take into consideration. But then again, we have that torn apart because we were running wires. We're gonna be upgrading the thermostat on here. Jason found an actual thermostat that can be mounted on the wall because number one, I'm barely tall enough to get it, let alone is his daughter or anybody else, so he doesn't want to have to be the only one to be able to.
Or when the car's in here, it's hard to reach it.
Oh, that's another good point. I mean, car runs all the way up to this point, and I'm not reaching that from here.
I have to like lean over the.
Yeah, and you don't want to be touching a hot car on top of that. What else did we do since the last time?
All these lights we put back in, so all the wires have been run. We've gotten 4 cameras run so far. Actually, all the wires run for all the cameras.
Yeah.
But we're waiting on 2 cameras yet, still from Ubiquiti. So those should be coming in. They probably won't be here in time. The nice thing though, we set up a network on this with LTE. Right now, a little messy. We'll probably clean this up, but so we do have a network in here. We have LTE, so we'll actually be able to log in, see the cameras while they have it. We just did this Ubiquiti cloud key. We've never actually played around with this before. We're more a dream machine, like the big systems, but it seems to be working.
Yeah, we needed something that was self-contained, that didn't need the entire network system of a dream, and this one did just that. But just so if anybody goes to copy us, whenever you do the cameras, anytime that they have to switch between this device the Cloud Key or the Dream,
They gotta be reset.
they gotta be reset so that they can pick up the new device.
We still gotta close these up, which we probably will tomorrow, just so they're closed up for when they get the bus back, or the trailer back. In the bathroom, we had to run 2 lines. One was for live stream, and then one was for the network hardwire from the bus when it's attached. We ran those. They ran all the way through the, what do you call those, gunnels? I don't know, what do you call them?
I don't know.
Whatever they are. And the trim pieces, and then we ran them. They come here. Here is the sink. So this is the front. And then you can kind of see back in there, there's 2 black wires going through right there. We'll show you on the other side how they look. Those are weatherproof fittings that we did. So here's one of the cameras here. This is on the rear. Again, Ubiquitis. Kind of come around. Another one there on the back. Another one on this side.
So on each side, we'll just have a cross view. So the big thing is parking this beast behind the RV, or knowing if you're gonna clip somebody's car, or clip a pylon, or clip anything. That one has view all the way to the bottom of the wheels, and then we're gonna have the other one right up here, and then that one will show the other side so we can see all around the bus, 360 all around the trailer, 360, that'll all be taken care of.
So here's the front of the trailer again. So these are the 2 wires that we ran. They are weatherproof ones. Pretty neat fittings. Obviously they're not screwed in right now. We need some smaller screws, so we'll bring those tomorrow. I'll kind of show the connector later, but it's a big connector that snaps in. It's all weatherproof.
Same thing that we have on the bus.
Correct, yep.
We ran another line. This is, we asked the trailer people to give us wires to our tanks. Victron Servo GX has, I think, up to 7 tanks it can look at. They managed to get 2 of them, the gray holding tank and then the black water tank, and then failed to do one for the freshwater tank. Not that it's hypercritical, but it's nice to know what's in the tank, and the beauty is that the Servo GX system, you can connect with your phone. It's all Wi-Fi powered, so you'll know what your tanks are at, whether you're in the RV or if you're out on, I mean, not that you'll check it while you're racing, but the whole point is that you can check it at any point in time. So if you need to prepare for more time to clean out a tank, at least you'll know what your tank levels are. Hey, you need to get water before you leave. You know, you're only at 10 gallons, so on and so forth. So that's another thing that we ran. We just need to zip tie it up before they take the trailer.
One missing a hubcap, Chris.
Yeah, it looks a little different than the other one, doesn't it? So what happened was, first day driving on second trip, I went from Orlando to Jason's house to my shop where I picked up the car. After I picked up the car, I was driving down I-4 to Sebring. I think it's what, 76 or 26 highway. I got notified by somebody driving next to me that my wheel had fallen off. Didn't notice it. We were pulling it with the Dodge. So I stop, I pull over and I check it out. Got some extra pictures, but turns out it's sheared. 2 of the lugs and the rest of them were destroyed on the hub. This is a 7K hub. Lippert is the manufacturer of this hub. It's a generic trailer hub. I mean, there's nothing special about it, but there's also, I mean, it's so commonplace, there's no reason it should have broken down or come off. We weren't overloaded, although it was the first drive with the car, but what it boils down to is, I mean, it had to be a situation where the lugs weren't tightened. Of course, right afterwards, I checked all the other lugs, but I assumed them making the trip down from Georgia to us in the first place, that would have been part of the PC or the corrective actions or
the quality control.
Quality control, yeah. That should have been checked the whole time. I was able to.
This was Thursday night or
Yeah.
Friday night at like.
Yeah,
No,
so
Thursday night at like 10 o'clock.
I was supposed to be there, I was supposed to be leaving Thursday afternoon, but in getting the car, I had the problem with the ramps. I finally got the ramp situation solved. I finally got the car in there. I think I left Daytona probably around 6, and then I ended up going down the freeway. Didn't I have to still go somewhere?
Fuel. You had to get fuel.
I had to get fuel. Oh, that is what it was. I got fuel for that in the car. By the time this happened, it was already night. We'll say that having that light up there for the escape hatch, that was nice, but didn't find the tire, or more or less, I did find the tire. We pulled it off the road, but it was in pieces. There was no keeping that other wheel. Luckily, we had a spare, but we didn't have a spare hub. Now we have spare hubs. We have spare hubs galore. I think we got 2 extra ones, correct? The kicker is getting this up with the car in there. I didn't have a jack at the time that could handle it. We ended up calling emergency services. They sent their best guy Thursday night.
By this time it's like, what, 11 o'clock at night?
Yeah, they ended up saying that they didn't think that they had a hub. Luckily, O'Reilly's had a hub, but it was farther down the road. So I ditched the trailer, locked everything up, took a ride down there, got the hub, came back. I assembled the hub myself, And then that gentleman came in order for me to be able to jack up the trailer enough. They needed a bottle jack. So we got that as well now. So that way we could put it on, and then he spent another hour and a half putting together an extra steely wheel for us, just so we had the safety of making it to the track and back.
Yeah, 'cause we were worried, what if we get another blowout? Now we just used
our only spare. And then ever since then, we haven't had any problems. I've checked the tightness twice, and they haven't moved an inch. So torque is good. It's amazing what can happen when you get something, when people are starting to cut corners, is really what it boils down to meet a deadline. I mean, I digress.
The thing is, we did not damage any of the trailer. Surprisingly, a lot of times when you lose a tire, you end up damaging a bunch of your vehicle or the, you know, your wheel wells and stuff like that. Surprisingly, I don't know how it happened.
Unfortunately, we didn't have cameras on it yet. I didn't get to see any of it. It just sheared off and sent it flying. And what's interesting is I had just pulled into a rest stop to stop, and it was plumb full, so I couldn't even stop. So I decided, screw it, I'll just try the next rest stop and keep going. So I just come out of a rest stop, and none of the turns, it was one of those loop around versions where you don't have to turn hard at all. I mean, I didn't put any stress on it at the rest stop. I didn't even have to stop. It was a clear go through. And then coming right out of that rest stop, I don't even think it was 2,000 feet, and somebody had told me that that wheel had come off and went flying down the road, so.
Just another day in the life.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so the generator compartment here, which as you can see, we have a beautiful generator in there. No, we're actually not using it much for generator right now. Surprisingly, we probably won't need a generator 99% of the time. We still bought one. We bought, I think it's 3,900 running, 5,000 surge. That'll go in here, and it's pretty small. It's probably half of this cabinet. So we're gonna end up putting air compressor in here also, hard line it inside and outside, so we'll have air connections inside and outside with a switch inside for running the power to it, which will make it nice so we can turn it on and off real easy. We did a 50 amp, although this cable, again, you know, this trailer manufacturer, supposed to be a 50 amp cable. It is not. As you can see, it is very loose there inside this. For our case, it's okay.